Okay, so it's kind of getting a little bit chilly out here now, but I'm going to talk about my clothing. I guess it's probably the perfect opportunity. And I kind of want to sit down on the ground just so I'm more comfortable. This is a the thin light pad, and it just works like, you know, like any pad. So my clothing is something that, if you ask my husband, I have been so freaking like, weight. Like the weight of winter clothing is like insane. For the most part, people look at it and they're like, oh, well, I need an adaptable clothing system. I need something that's going to be like, that works for me. That's for, you know, my advice, if you're going to do a long trek, you're definitely going to want to try out your stuff in advance, like know what works for you. Basically, if it doesn't work at home, it's not going to work out there either. So you probably want to buy your stuff early rather than late. I jumped on that bandwagon of the Appalachian gear company hoodies. You can see I'm wearing I have my hair in a bun, so it kind of pulls my hood forward a little bit here. You know, it's pretty warm though. I'm gonna be real, it's pretty warm. The only problems that I've had with this thing, and I hope that nobody at the company like gets mad at me for saying this, because probably other people have too. I have a tendency to put my elbows down on things when I'm like lounging around, and I've been wearing this hoodie for about, I don't know, it's been a good 6 months or maybe a year. I don't know. It's the purple one, so it's one of the newer purple ones. And I wore out the elbows on it. But here's the thing: I also wore out the elbows on my older gray one. Like I had one from years and years ago, and it held up pretty well except for the elbows. So on this one, before I left for the trail, I'm gonna try this and see what happens. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I hope it does. I sewed cell nylon patches to the elbows of my. I just took a piece of cell nylon and I just made a little patch and I just sewed it on there. So hopefully that will keep it from fraying or getting like, you know, it had a hole, like a tiny hole. Like the whole thing is not gonna fall apart if you get a hole, but it is kind of annoying when it's on your elbow and you keep putting your elbow down on things. So yeah, my Appalachian gear hoodie. I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. It's just expensive, but I actually love this thing. It's really probably the only, well, there's a couple expensive clothing items that I was willing to like invest a little bit more in, just because this is wool and I can like rinse it, but I don't really need to. It really is stink free. So it was worth a little bit more money to me. Now my sleeping clothes, the stuff that's in my pack for sleeping, my dry clothes, are actually synthetic. So if heaven forbid I got really cold, I can totally layer everything on top of myself if I need to. But I'd really prefer I know that sounds really optimistic. I'd prefer not to have to. I prefer to be able to keep my synthetics with my sleeping bag and in my pack so that it stays dry and fresh and ready to go when it's time to sleep, because that's like way more preferable to wearing wet clothes ever in your sleeping bag. You really don't want to do that. So the stuff that I'm wearing right now, I have my Appalachian gear hoodie, and then under that, just adjust down. Under that, I have my Patagonia hoodie. So I have two hoodies. I have here. The one that I have is like I want to say like the capilene cool. This is the one that I picked up like a year ago, and I just kind of been, you know, trying it out to see if I like it or whatever. But this is pretty awesome cause bugs. I'm taking a mesh head net with me, but like keeping mosquitoes off of me is like priorities. So, and also the Appalachian gear hoodie is alpaca, and it's sufficiently warm and it's awesome and I love it. But if I've been hiking all day and I'm sweaty, I actually can get kind of itchy. So I just paired it with the long sleeve capilene cool hoodie underneath, and now it's just perfectly comfortable. Like, it's the greatest thing ever for me. Obviously you're gonna do what you do, you know what I mean? And then I have a sports bra underneath. So this is pretty comfortable for most like hiking. I don't really need much more than this if it's not gonna be like 32 degrees during the day. If it gets up to 40, 50, this is fine. I could just hike in this all time, the whole time, just the whole time. And then my pants, I actually have shorts and pants, and you, dog hair. So my pants, I bought like a large pair of pants because I was gaining weight like crazy for a while, and I thought it would be a good idea. I don't know what I was thinking, but the length on these was better in the size large. Normally I would wear a medium, but I sized up. And they tell you like with your tights, they're supposed to be tight, but I don't like them tight. They're not warmer. I don't know why people think that they're warmer. It didn't work for me. So if your advice that you've seen online was like, oh, buy tight base layers, like, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. If you don't like it, try it first. So yeah, I bought, these are extra large, and then I just kind of like on the parts that were a little bit bigger than I wanted, I just put a seam with my sewing machine and just kind of like, so they're really ragged. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I lose these, I'm not gonna cry. I think they were $60. These are I've been wearing them forever, but they're merino wool 250s, and they're made by Meriwool. Yeah, Meriwool, Meriwo. And honestly, they've held up pretty well. Like, I've used the crap out of them, and that's what good leggings should do. You should be able to abuse the crap out of them. So that's, yeah, I've gotten my money's worth for sure. Like, for sure. And then I've got darn tufts on my feet, just like a single pair, and I'm thinking I might pick up Injinjis. I don't know yet. I haven't ever tried Injinjis. Everybody says they're good. I'll probably do it and go for it and try it, and I'll let you know later if it worked. But these are just darn tufts. I don't think I need to tell you about darn tufts. You probably already know about those. The shoes I'm taking are my altras. These are the Lone Peak 5s. These are old, and then when I'm on trail, I'm gonna have to buy I'll probably a few pairs of shoes while I'm on trail. And I'll just, you know, like, depending on my foot size. Like, I had one year where I hiked a lot, I walked a lot, and my foot size went up a whole shoe size. You need to buy them extra large for your foot, and my toe goes to, like, if you can see, I mean, I've got probably a good thumb's width on my toe here, so hopefully I won't lose any toenails. That's how you keep yourself from losing toenails, is by not pounding your toe into the cup of your shoe there when you're hiking. And for me, I only lost a toenail the one time that I had boots that were too small. So I switched over to trail runners. Obviously I'm gonna wear trail runners, but then also like, leave a lot more space with the foot box being wider, like this way. There's more room for my toes to kind of spread out in there, and I'm liking that. So that's good for me anyway. A lot of people have, I mean, the thing about your feet is that, like, here, turn this up so you can see. The thing about your feet is that they're like, everybody's feet are a little bit different. Like, don't think you have the same feet as somebody else. Might say, hey, these shoes work really good for me, but like, they won't work for you, and that's okay. There's so many different ways you could, you know. This is right, so I'm gonna throw this on right now just because then I don't have to leave it. I'm warm. My warmy jacket. This is the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Shadow. It's the cheaper one. It's the synthetic cheaper one. I was gonna take my actual down jacket, which was, I have an old Uniqlo jacket from like 6 years ago that I really like, and I wish that Uniqlo was still making their stuff the same way they used to. From my understanding, the new ones are like not nearly as good as the old ones, and but the one that I have, I just wore it out. Like, I needed a new jacket, and I wanted to get one that was going to be like dryable, like tumble dryable. easily. Like I could hang it up and it would dry out, or I could take it into town and dry it. So I went with a synthetic this time, just because I have like wool, my wool base layer, and so like between these two, it's really comfortable. Like I don't necessarily need a down puffy if I have the Appalachian Gear hoodie. Like the two in combination has been perfect for me. This basically just, it just gives me that little extra insulation, but like on most days I could probably go without it. This is 8.65 ounces. I'm a women's medium. So like a lot of people, the weight is the big thing, and then why they don't want to take like a synthetic. But from my experience, this synthetic one has been just as warm as my down was, for the most part. Maybe 5-10 degrees difference, but it's not significant difference. And the weight was about the same in this case. So no regrets there. I think probably this is gonna last me the whole trail. I like it. Oh, the thing about it was that there was no, when I bought it, there was no cinch. So I just took a little piece of steel nylon and I just made a little channel, and then I sewed one side all the way around, and I put a toggle on here. So now, I mean, I do have to kind of like, you know, but the little toggle on here, just having it on one side, like just, you know, just keeps it on your head better if it's windy, and you know, obviously the zips. Hello. It zips all the way up. I like it. Ah, let me out. Yeah. So there's that. Most of the time I probably will keep it just like loose. But when it starts really getting windy and nasty, it's really nice to be able to cinch it down, and I kind of wish that was an option when they made it, that like they put a thingy in it, you know? So anyways, I have like 3 hoods, and the reason I have like 3 hoods is because I have a quilt, and I didn't want to go without a hood or a way to layer like some warmth on my head with my quilt. And I'm going to go over that in the next video. So this video is already long enough, and I just wanted to talk about clothing choices and layering and how important that is. Like honestly, you really need to make sure that that everything you have is going to work together. So, oh, also I forgot, inside of my pack I have my spare socks and underwear. Yeah, I should probably I'm taking these really super warm ones. These are the Darn Tough, like Mountaineer, I think, or something like that. They're like the really thick ones, but I'm gonna want these when I'm sleeping. And then a pair of underwear. Spare underwear is good. It's always good. And then this is the last thing, and I really do need to mention it because this is like life-saving stuff here. And then there's my, so I'm taking 3 pairs. I'm taking 3 pairs of socks. The ones I have on, these, and my sleep socks. And then y'all, this stupid shirt is the coolest thing ever. I got this thing at Walmart. Like, I don't know, I just buy a new one every year generally. Like, it's fleece, and it's called Cuddl Duds. It's Climate Right by Cuddl Duds. It is 94% polyester and 6% spandex, but this is the most comfortable thing in the whole freaking world. It's warm, it's fuzzy, it's got these little like perfectly sewn thumb, you know, the little thummy things where you like, they're perfect, and they fold right so that there's no gap, and it was 20 bucks, you guys. If you're hiking and you're like, what am I gonna do? Clothes are expensive. Like this, take this. I've taken this like so many places with me, and it's perfect. And then they also, the same company, they make a pant, like a legging. So these are for sleeping in only for the most part. And then if it's really, really cold, I will just kind of, well, I'll play by ear. But ideally, they're only gonna be in my bag. at the bottom of my sack, and I'm only gonna take them out when I sleep, weather permitting. So yeah, that's it. That's all my clothes. I've got my jacket, my hoodie, my other hoodie. I've got a pair of spandex shorts. Oh, I forgot to mention this. I'm wearing them right now, so I can't really like, I can't pull them out and show them to you, but like underneath my 250 weight leggings, I have a pair of 250 weight spandex shorts, and I'm probably like, I love them so much. They're made by Woolly, I think is the company, Woolly, W-O-O-L-Y. I love these shorts. I've worn these like so many times already, and they're just really comfortable, and I can hike in them all day long. And then so layering the shorts underneath my leggings is perfect, because if it does warm up, I can just take my leggings off, and I don't even have to like stop. I can just take my leggings off, throw them in my backpack and go. I don't have to unpack anything or any of that. And then on top of, there's one more thing that I'm bringing with me, and that is a pair of wooden pants. I was gonna take my Columbia hiking pants, but they're quick dry, but like they're also heavy. And I have a feeling that most of the time in the beginning when it's really cold, like I'm definitely gonna be wearing these. Oh wait, I forgot the other stuff that's in here. It's my Frog Toggs rain jacket. This is like 25 bucks, I think. Frog Toggs rain jacket. And then these are the pants that I'm taking. These are like wind pants, but look how tiny they are. They weigh like next to nothing, and I've tried them a few times. They are so warm when I pair it with my wool pants, my wool leggings. So these were like $25 on Amazon. Easily replaceable. If I wreck them, I don't really like, I'd really rather not wreck anything, but like I kind of expect that hiking 2,000 miles, the stuff that I'm taking with me is probably going to get pretty wrecked. Like, it's just what it is, you know. And then I have gloves. I forgot to mention this. There's a lot of stuff I didn't mention. I have gloves. Just a cheap pair that I got online. I probably should go and get like, I'm not sophisticated enough to do like crazy waterproof gloves and all that, so I'm just gonna try not to die. I'm gonna put like bags, I'll put like bags over my hands or something, but I shouldn't need to if I have my umbrella. So I'm gonna take this like cheapy Walmart umbrella. I think I got it for 10 bucks. If it doesn't work for me, I'm not gonna be upset if I throw it in a hiker box somewhere, but like this is probably gonna be the thing that saves my sanity. It's 8 ounces, which is really heavy. A lot of people are like, that's a half a pound. I know it's half a pound, but can you imagine standing in a hailstorm with just having the hail just pound down on your head? Because I can, and I don't like that idea. So I am taking this umbrella just to have a little bit more protection from the elements, and hopefully to keep a little bit more water off of my body. And then also because the Frog Tog jacket that I'm taking is not breathable. I mean, it's not terrible. You probably, like most of you guys probably already know about Frog Togs. They're not super uncomfortable to wear, but like I would like to be able to unzip it and just vent myself out sometimes if I'm really strenuously hiking and it's still raining. And having an umbrella and this is still less than a pound. It's like 8 ounces for the umbrella and like 5 ounces for the Frog Togs. So my legs are just gonna get wet, period. Like I have my the dance pants that I got, and I'm gonna spray them down with some waterproofing to try and keep, like, you know, at least try and keep some of the water out. But like most likely if I'm out there in a lot of rain, I'm just gonna get wet, and that's just the way it goes. But at least I can try and keep my upper body a little bit drier, hopefully. And what other people do with these is like if it wears out on you or whatever, you just duct tape it. Use duct tape. I have like right here on my trekking pole duct tape, and just patch it up. So yeah, I think that's all my clothes. And that ended up being like a 20-minute video when I really only meant to make like a few minutes of video on my clothing. Wow. Sorry guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'm going to be posting videos probably the whole way through, just because I'm not going to have much else to do on trail. So hopefully I'm going to be able to stop and talk about things along the way. If you guys are interested in my trip, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I'll try and put out some content for you guys. I didn't want to at first, you know, I kind of just wanted to do this thing for me, but I think that probably there's other people who are going to hike in future years, and they're probably going to want to know what I took, just because when I summit Katahdin, everyone's going to want to know what I took with me, so I'm documenting it now. And then of course there's always a possibility that by the end of the trip my gear choices could change. That happens. But definitely I'll make sure, I promise you, I will do an after as well. I think that my starting base weight right now with the gear that I'm taking is going to be probably 12 to 13 pounds. And I'll probably carry 10 to 20 pounds of, you know, water depending on where I am on the trail. So I'm hoping to keep my base under 15 at the most, because anything more than that is going to push the limits of the backpack I have. And I don't really want to be that uncomfortable, so. All right. Love you guys. See you later.